Hi, my name is Rachel, and today I'll be teaching you how to make a decision, or more specifically, a decision matrix. Now, it sounds scary, but it's really not, and it's quite helpful for all kinds of decisions. But today, I'll be using the example of prom dresses. Now, we have these three different prom dress options. So, say you went shopping and found three that you really liked, but you just couldn't decide on the perfect one. So, first off, you're going to want to list all of the things that you like about dresses in general. Not each specific dress, but what you're looking for in a dress. So, we're going to list maybe modest, cute. How about your favorite color? You could also list things like long, easy to trip on. So, you don't want it to be easy to trip on, but easy to walk in. And anything else you can think of that you want to be one of the criteria that you weigh your decision on. Now, to set up your decision matrix, you're going to make a table that looks something like this. So first off, you're going to list your options. We're going to call this one dress 1. So we're going to put dress 1. We're going to call this one dress 2, so we're going to put dress 2. And we're going to call this one dress 3, so we're going to call this dress 3. Now, looking back to the criteria that you listed before, you can write a couple of criteria that are most important to you. So, we're going to go with colorful, modest, long, not a tripping hazard, and something that your mom approves of. All right, now, depending on what you care more about, you're going to weigh more heavily. So for example, if you really don't care that much about color, just put it out of 1. So that'll give it a 1-point value for how good the color is. But if you really care if your mom likes it or not, weigh it out of 10. So then you give 10 points to how much your mom thinks about it. So for the rest of these, we're just going to give them random point values. All right, now those are weighted so that the most important thing is if your mom likes it or not. The second most important is if it's hard to trip over. Third most important is how modest it is. Fourth most important is how long it is, and least important is the color. So then you're going to go through, and for each option, you're going to rank it. So let's start with dress 3 first. I don't love the color, so I'm going to give that a 0. I think it's pretty modest, and it's the most modest out of all of the dresses, so it'll get 5. It's long, so we'll give it a solid 2. It's really easy to trip over, so we're going to give it 0 out of 7. Now, the higher the number, the better. So if you don't like something and you're evaluating it badly, go lower. My mom does not like this option, so we're going to go with the 0 on this one. Now, we're going to total it up, which comes out to 7, and do that for the rest of the other dresses. Now, we'll give this dress 1, 1 out of 1 for color, 3 out of 5 for modesty, 2 out of 2 for how long it is, 3 out of 7 for not being able to trip over it, and 5 out of 10 for my mom loving it. So that adds up to 14. Now, finally, dress 2. We're going to say 1 out of 1 for color, maybe 5 out of 5 for modesty, because that's pretty modest. We're going to give it 1 out of 2 for length. We're going to say it's maybe 3 out of 7 for not tripping. We'll give it a 7 out of 10 for my mom loving it, and that adds it up to 17. So now that you've got all of your values input to your table, it's pretty easy to see which one is the winner. It ends up coming out to dress 2, because dress 2 has the final highest value based off of how important the values are and what it scored in each category. So this is a really easy way to make sure that you choose the right thing. But it doesn't end there. Let's say that you wanted to purchase 2 dresses instead of 1 and then decide the night of prom. You could pick the 2 highest values instead of just the 1 highest value. You could do this with any amount of variables and criteria that you want. I simply chose 3 versus 5 as a standard method, and because it's a lot easier to write that out, and I wouldn't want to drag on and on with hundreds of different options. Now, This is one easy way to make decisions for bigger, more important things. It's not necessary for what you'll eat for lunch or, small decisions, but it can be very, very helpful when you're trying to weigh out your schedule or when you're trying to weigh out big decisions or things that you really care about. So, yeah, thank you for listening to my talk on how to use a decision matrix to decide things in your everyday life.